stalls back there racing. Oh, Snarbell flew the gate down to the inside. Whereas Grand Seattle was a bit slow to begin, and Sorcery bounced quickly, and Grey Line and Rulable going fast. Zero Isle is wider out on the track, travelling up towards the lead, and With Grace is going forward, but very wide, and Corchet spears through. Corchet took it up now and led by a length, settling down from Zero Isle. Snarbell third, fourth on the outside, Rulable, and With Grace fifth, but 3 deep. 2 lengths further back in the race then came Imperial Trisk, who's moving up on the outside there of Sorcery the Fence. 2 further back then Rising Duchess, getting a fair way back out of its ground then Flotsam. Imperial Trisk has now drifted back. Aztec Star in front of it. A length further back Grand Seattle, and 1.5 to Vertex last of all. Coming along the side now inside the 1,000-metre mark. Corchet just in front of Zero Isle. A length further back in the race With Grace is out 3 deep. A Snarbell getting a nice run over along the inside of Rulable, and they're 2.5 lengths in front of Grey Line, who's gone up on the outside of Sorcery. 2 lengths further back Aztec Star. Flotsam 3 deep from Rising Duchess. Then Imperial Trisk, and further back in the race then Vertex. And Grand Seattle's gone back to last. 700 metres to go. Corchet before the turn from With Grace, who's been off the track. Snarbell's had a beautiful run behind them, coming out now when they turn. Sorcery back on the inside. Grey Line and the nose rollers out wider on the track. Down the outside Flotsam at the 400-metre mark. Snarbell is out after Corchet, and Grey Line further out under pressure but running on. Wider out on the track Imperial Trisk, and Flotsam going with it as they race to the 300-metre mark. Imperial Trisk and Flotsam got squeezed out, and Snarbell followed by Grey Line back in the middle. Out wide on the track Imperial Trisk got to Snarbell, followed by Grey Line. Then from the last is Grand Seattle with a run. Imperial Trisk in front. Grand Seattle lunging at it. Don't know about this. Imperial Trisk and Grand Seattle, who flew close up. Third in the middle Flotsam, then further back Grey Line from Snarbell, then further back Sorcery Corchet, then Aztec Star, a gap in the race Rulable, then Vertex from Zero Isle, well back Rising Duchess, With Grace near the tail.
Another photo finish.
And this photo pretty tight, resting between 9 Imperial Trisk and 3 Grand Seattle.
Imperial Trisk 10.43.20, 3 Grand Seattle 10.83.40, 7 Flotsam 5.70.
Number 3 has got up. Grand Seattle from last has got to Imperial Trisk and beat it a nose on the line. 3, 9 and 7. Big effort. Went back at the start, way back to the turn, has come right down the middle. Virtually following Imperial Trisk, who got up with Flotsam as they grabbed those horses nearer the inside, Snarbell, Corchet and Grey Line. And just when Imperial Trisk, who just rolled in a little on Flotsam, was straightened up, looked as though it was set to win. Grand Seattle, with a withering run down the centre of the track, has pegged it back and has got Imperial Trisk right on the post to beat it a nose, right on the line. 3, 9 and 7. 3, 9 and 7. Number 3, Grand Seattle, from last to first to win by a nose on the line. Number 3, ridden by Karen McAvoy. A whisker in it, right on the post here from Imperial Trisk. Probably if it doesn't run and just roll in under pressure, he just had to stop riding and straighten it up for a bound. He may have got away with it on Imperial Trisk, but he's just missed. He's had victory snatched right on the line. And third, number 7, Flotsam, just appeared to be squeezed out slightly at about the 100-metre mark, back in third placing. Just watching the head-on now up on the screen. Imperial Trisk was about, let's have a look, about 8 to 9 horses out as it went up outside Flotsam. And Grand Seattle is behind it. And as I say, they're out about 8 or 9 wide. And slowly but surely, Imperial Trisk had taken the lead from Grey Line, Flotsam, and then with a rush, gee, it was a mighty sprint the last 100 metres by Grand Seattle. McAvoy didn't give up, and he's been able to snatch the victory right on the line. 397, 397, and the totes are up at $10.80 and $3.40. Imperial Trisk at $3.20 and Flotsam at $5.70. $10.80 and $3.40, $3.20 and $5.70. A Quinella of $68.80, $68.80 for the Quinella. Exacta $152.40, $152.40 Exacta. Running double 5 and 3, 76.10. 76.10 for 5 and 3 for the race to race. Kieran McAvoy brings the winner back, the horse that scored at Moonee Valley, over Snarbell. It's interesting to see those horses swoop down the centre there. Track did cut out from Saturday, so as I mentioned earlier in the day, this morning with Steve, the best ground might be the sort of the 4 to 5 horse position up towards the centre, and that's where first and second and third have come. The Winnebago Grand Senora from Gleam Charmer, raced by J and Mrs. J Reiki. Maxie Hinton trains the mare, and Grand Seattle makes it 2 in a row from Moonee Valley under the lights on Cup night there to a win here. And a decent sort of performance to come from last and grab Imperial Trisk, ridden by Glenn Boss in the shadows, and the time of 1:43, the record 1:41.4, 397. They're racing. River Crossing jumped outward at the jump away. Faithful Love bounded away and is going to go straight over on the inside. Magic Music goes over to head it off now, and further back River Crossing, Chalet and Me. Further out is Minerva. They're over on the flat side in company with La Mukta. Glorious Morning and Cider in. Grandstand Rail out here, and here Natural Tycoon took up the lead from in second placing Manahai Miss. A length further back Our Scenario. They're followed by Heart of Egypt and Dazzling Bell. Behind those further back in the race then on the outside fence, Our Scenario from Rainbird Blue, Keener and Got the Nation over on the flat side, and Magic Music showing them a clean pair of plates by 3 to Faithful Love. 3 further back River Crossing, then Minerva, Chalet and Me. Cider in, and further back Lamutka and Glorious Morning at the 300. Down the outside Natural Tycoon in front from Manahai Miss, and they seem to have it between them on the outside rail. They're right there. Natural Tycoon the outside fence. Magic Music stopping over on the inside. River Crossing's grabbed it. La Mukta coming with them. Natural Tycoon down the outside, grabbed by River Crossing. Natural Tycoon on the outside in front. Natural Tycoon's got up to win on the grandstand rail from possibly River Crossing, Lamutka, and to the outside Rainbird Blue and Manahai Miss. Then Keener behind those. Further back Glorious Morning followed by Magic Music. Faithful Love back behind those, then Chalet and Me. Minerva followed by Cider in, Keener pulling up quickly. The outside then Heart of Egypt, Got the Nation, Our Scenario and Dazzling Bell.
15 Natural Tycoon, 16.75.20. Photo for second, 10 River Crossing, 260, and 2 La Mukta, 190.
Number 15 gets it. Natural Tycoon down the outside rail has scored. For the Miners, we've got River Crossing back to the inside, Manahai Miss back to the outside. Number 5 gets second, number 5, and that's Manahai Miss on the outside second. And then we've got for third, probably back to the flat side here, River Crossing, yes, ahead of La Mukta, you'd say, from here. So it's 15.5, and then back to the inside for the minor placings. So Natural Tycoon, number 10 has got third, number 10, and that is River Crossing back to the inside. So it's 15, 5 and 10. 15, 5 and 10 in 1-2.5. Natural Tycoon has won clearly. He was always up with Manahai Miss. They'd drawn away on the outside, then back to the inside. The leader, Magic Music, got tired. Quickly River Crossing got to it. La Mukta went with the River Crossing. They picked up over on the flat side, but the outside rail, Natural Tycoon was in front, reaching the line, and it's won. Manahai Miss just holding second on the outside fence ahead of River Crossing back to the inside. So the numbers there are 15, 5 and 10. 15, 5 and 10. Natural Tycoon at 16.75.20. Manahai Miss at 5.20. And third in number 10, which is 2.50, and that's River Crossing. All right, runners coming back. Fourth in is number 2. Number 2, and that is La Mukta, back there with River Crossing on the inside. Quick run, 1-2.5. Magic Music set up the speed, and Burnt in front. The trainer is David Hall. His foreman is Mike Moran, and Mike Moran's now talking with Mark Broadfoot.
Thanks.
They're off and running. Manor Hills began okay. Kahuna Princess and K-Rig, they missed it 2 to 3 lengths, and Pleasant Mick was getting back. One of the first out, Point Danger, headed off by Dance With Us, and Geronimo Run showing speed is burning across from the outside. Dance With Us led now, Geronimo Run. Point Danger over on the inside, a Liquid Lunch. In the middle there is Sedation. Further back behind those, Minotaur, followed by Destruction Point. Demontage is wide. Manor Hill back on the inside from Campamani's. Then Lord of the Pines, and further back in the race, Cloth of Gold, 2 to Swanette. A length and a half, Pleasant Mick, and 2 lengths, K-Rig and Kahuna Princess. 850 metres to go now. Dance With Us a half length in front of Geronimo Run, is up second. Then Sedation, third out, 3 wide. Demontage is very wide from Point Danger and on the rail. It's over on the inside now of Minotaur, a length and a half further back in this Liquid Lunch in the middle, followed back to the inside by Point Danger. Then Destruction Point. Campamani's out wide, coming to the home turn from Pleasant Mick. And then Manor Hill is back nearer the inside, trying to get a run. 400 to go. Geronimo runs quickly, hit the front now, ducked back to the fence. Dance With Us has gone out wide of Demontage. Campamani's coming down the middle from Sedation. Then Point Danger, Manor Hill behind them, and Swanette and Lord of the Pines out wide at 200 to go. Geronimo run over a length in front of Campamani's after it. They're followed by Lord of the Pines, Demontage. Geronimo runs, finding plenty. Kicks 2 lengths in front of Campamani's, and Geronimo run. 2 lengths on the line, Campamani's. A length away third, Lord of the Pines. They're followed for the back by Demontage, and then Pleasant Mick out wide from Swanette. Behind those would have been Minotaur, Cloth of Gold. Then Kahuna Princess, Liquid Lunch, Manor Hill. A gap in the race, Destruction Point, followed by Dance With Us. Well back in the race, Sedation, followed by Point Danger, who pulled up quickly. It's near the tail with K-Rig.
13 Geronimo Run, $4.80 and $2. 11 Campamani's, $4.30. 3 Lord of the Pines, $3.20.
Geronimo Run number 13, ridden for pace today from a wide gate. He got him up on the outside of Dance With Us. Scooted to the front in the turn, and David Hall yet again. 4 flat races, 3 wins for the Hall stable. Another win for Preble. That's 2 for him. So Lightning is certainly striking again for the Spring Carnival this week of racing in Melbourne for the Hall and Preble combination. 13, 11 and 3. 13, 11 and 3, and Geronimo Run got clear of Campamani's and Lord of the Pines, and he's gone home for a good win in race number 5 on the card. Geronimo Run, $4.80 and $2. Campamani's $4.30. Lord of the Pines at $3.20. $4.80, $2, $4.30 and $3.20. $32.90 Quinella. $59 the exacta, and the running double 15 and 13. 15 and 13 for the race-to-race double has paid $87.50. $87.50 for the race-to-race. 122 flat is the time. Up on the pace, but well off the fence. Scooted past Dance With Us. Challengers were out wider on the track, and they were Campamani's and Lord of the Pines emerging from the pack. But I like the way this horse quickened and lengthened. He's a lightly raced horse. We saw him at Caulfield last start, and he's never run a bad race. He's a horse of high promise. He really flattened his ears back over the last 150 and got to the line. He wanted to win, and Preble kept him going. Okay, 13, 11 and 3 and 122 the time. Officially 4th is number 17. And 17 in the race was Demontage. It was always 4 wide most of the trip. It's been a good run, and 18 is officially 5th, and that's Swanette. And again, they were making their challenges down the centre of the track. The trifecta is up at $447. 447 trifecta, 13, 11 and 3. Geronimo Run.
Shot as we go to Brian.
Comes to the gate, has a look at it, but he goes up. Stalls back there racing. Lord Dane has begun well with Secret Haze, and away fast Mavourtrice. And over on the inside, on the flat side early here, Century Kid and Star Hit going quickly with Regal Shot and Top Slice. They're the 4 over there coming down the grandstand rail, and let's look out for the lead here. Comedy Snip was showing some speed and going with it Foxtrot, and also going up to head them off after the start there. Comedy Snip is nice and handy. Mavourtrice has got the lead from Foxtrot, followed by Comedy Snip, then Lord Dane. Behind those Sound the Alarm, further back Freedom Funds. Then came further back in the race Scarlet Crest, followed by Smites' Trish. Getting well back was Ours and Secret Haze. Over on the inside of the 300, Century Kid in front, coming at it, Top Slice from Regal Shot. Grandstand rail here, Mavourtrice is out a length and a half, Lord Dane. Smites' Trish and Freedom Funds, the outside. Mavourtrice in front, back to the inside is Top Slice, but Mavourtrice clear. Right down the outside from Smites' Trish, and Mavourtrice wins 2 lengths, Smites' Trish, Lord Dane third. Then further back was Ours from Freedom Funds. Secret Haze followed further back in the race by Scarlet Crest. Back to the inside, Century Kid, Top Slice in company with Star Hit. Further back in the race in Regal Shot. Pulling up quickly as Comedy Snip. Further back Freedom Funds, followed by Foxtrot. Sound the Alarm back near the tail.
12 Mavourtrice, $29, $7.80. 8 Smites' Trish, $3.60, and 3 Lord Dane, $1.90.
The winner of the previous race has just won a Super Vobis cash bonus. Only horses qualified for Super Vobis race for millions of dollars in bonus prize money. Super Vobis, Sri Lankan Airlines, Abercrombie and Kent. Simply the best way to travel.
12.83. This is scooted down the outside with a big lead. The outside division had the flat side covered probably at about the last 400. And this is won easily. Mavourtrice, D. Gouch at around $27. Has beaten Smites' Trish number 8. And Lord Dane probably raced about 4 to 5 off the outside rail, where the winner is virtually hard on the outside fence, bouncing very quickly. And has had a good win in brilliant time, 56.6. Numbers are 12.83. Fourth in is number 7, Freedom Funds. And fifth in number 13, that was ours. So the first 5 at least all home on the outside rail. 56.6 the time, 12.8 and 3. Mavourtrice is trained by John Simons at Mount Macedon here in Victoria, 4th at Moonee Valley. Last start by Keltrice from Mavourne. She was a flying mare, raced by the late Norm Witter. Mavourne, she's been a very good producer. And there's Bay Colt, who was bred at Wrangle Park Stud, has scored at its 4th only race start. Number 12, Mavourtrice. Vobis qualified runner, raced by K, Mrs. D and P Stern, I Sutherland, P Rayner, B Kavanagh and M Hooper. By Keltrice, standing here in Victoria from a good producer in Mavourne. She was a quick mare by Cerreto, and she's left some good foals down through the years. This is bolted in at 29 even and 780. 8 Smites is Trish, running on well, but well beaten. 360 and 3 Lord Dane, 190. 29 and 780, 360, 190. Quinella 124.60, 124.60. Exacta $280.10, 280.10 for 12 at 8 the exacta. Trifecta 12.83, 1,083.60. 1,083.60, 12.83 the trifecta. And the running double 13 and 12, 118.20. 118.20 for the race-to-race double. Good win. Burnt them off early and has gone to the post in very fast time, 56.6. Mavourtrice number 12. Prepared by Johnny Simons. I'd say that'd give John probably his biggest win.
150. Second pick is 8 Flying Spice, 5.90, 2.30 and 14 Something Funny, 6.50 and $2.20.
Coming in. They're racing Oh Blue Angel, Knights Upon Us, Juno Beach all a little bit tardy away out of the gates. Juno Beach a clear last, and Miss Thunderstood bounced quickly. Taken on and headed by Operettas now from Jet Shoes, and further back Valediction. They're followed by Wataroa, who's right around the outside from Bell Ball. Sanachi over on the fence and 2 lengths further back in the race, Something Funny. Oh Blue Angel followed by Storm at Midnight. Well back was Flying Spice. The stablemate just behind it, Knights Upon Us. They're followed by Harpy, further back Patril. To the Rustic Draw and Juno Beach at the 850 metre mark they race, and the leader down on the inside is Operettas from Jet Shoes, and Valediction, who's gone up on the outside but 3 deep, a length and a half further back in the race is Wataroa. The inside Miss Thunderstood. Bell Ball has gone up 6th on the outside, 2 lengths Sanachi. Further back in the race, Something Funny, followed by Storm at Midnight. Oh Blue Angel, Flying Spice, and well back Knights Upon Us. They're getting a little away from the fence, and further back then Harpy pulled out wide. Storm at Midnight, Juno Beach at the 400 metre mark near the inside, and it's Operettas tackled by Jet Shoes. 2 lengths to Bell Ball. She's in the clear and picks them up pretty quickly at the 300. 2 lengths further back Sanachi, followed by Oh Blue Angel. Bell Ball's gone to the front. Oh Blue Angel is out after it down the middle. Oh Blue Angel going up to Bell Ball, and further out Sanachi. It's Oh Blue Angel, a Queenslander, getting its head in front from Bell Ball and Sanachi. Oh Blue Angel in front, and Oh Blue Angel. Oh Blue Angel wins the length on the line. Bell Ball, Sanachi third. Flying Spice and Harpy out wide have run on with Storm at Midnight behind the Batril. Further back in the race then came Operettas, followed by Jet Shoes. Miss Thunderstood, Knights Upon Us, well back Valediction, then Rustic Draw, a gap to Something Funny, followed by Juno Beach and Wataroa back at the tail.
12 Oh Blue Angel, $33.50 and $8. 2 Bell Ball, 160 and 15 Sanachi, 9.30.
Number 12 Oh Blue Angel has got to Bell Ball, who had a chance today after she gathered up the leaders at the 250 metre mark. Oh Blue Angel's finished too well to beat number 2 Bell Ball, and 15 has got third, number 15 Sanachi, 12, 2 and 15. 12, 2, 15, officially fourth, number 8, and that's Flying Spice. They did really fan right out in that race, pace on, and Oh Blue Angel, who wasn't brilliant away off gate number 2, has given them a start for Ronnie Maund and a decent beating. Number 12, Oh Blue Angel, at about 32 and 790 for the place. And she has come with a run right out, about 8 or 9 at least, probably 10 horses away from the fence after Bell Ball got to the front. Just watching the head on now, she was probably a good 7 or 8 away from the fence by the time she's hit the line. And she's been too good for Bell Ball and Sanachi. And Flying Spice and Harpy making good ground back in the 4th and 5th positions late in the race. But it's 12, 2 and 15. 12, 2, 15, 33.50 and $8. $1.60 and $9.30. 33.50 and $8, 160 and $9.30. 62.80 Quinella, 148.90 exacta. Trifecta at 4,059.40, 4,059.40. The running double, a pair of 12, $790.50. Haven't seen this one before. Ronnie Morn, based in Ballarat for years. I'd say Mark Broadford at some stage would have ridden for Ronnie Morn. It'd be a big thrill for Ronnie, who was based at Ballarat for a long, long time. He's training out at Toowoomba to bring a horse back and win Melbourne Cup Day. This is a guy, he's a former jumping jockey here, Mark, and he's come back to Royal Flemington today. So it's a real kick for him. Mark about to join us in just one tick. As we go to the Melbourne Cup, and the scratching here is number 19, Majestic Avenue. And Oh Blue Angel with Darren Beedman up, proving too good for Damien Oliver on Bell Ball. And Sanachi coming into third placing, ridden by Chris Muntz. So it's 12, 2 and 15, 12, 2, 15. Let's have a look at the pedigree of this one. Oh Blue Angel, which is TAB horse number 12. It's by Semi Palatins from Blue Recall. Raced by G. Maund and trained by Ronnie Maund from Toowoomba. Recently won at Doomben in a tight finish up there, and has come to Flemington today to win its 4th race from 13 starts. You there, Mark?
Yeah, Brian, it is a wonderful day for Ronnie Maund, and you're right, Brian. I rode a good filly once at Flemington, a horse called Bourbon Street Beat for Ronnie Maund. Yeah. And unfortunately, she broke down. But Ronnie's with 10, but we're going to speak with him soon, Brian. But it's going to be interesting to speak to Ron and ask him why he shifted north, because he was a very reputable trainer here, Brian.
Yeah, he's been up there for a good while now.
I guess he likes the sun, and he's brought the sun down here today. Yeah,
the sun's shining for him today. He's further up from just Brisbane. He's up on the Darling Downs up there at Toowoomba.
That's right.
Which is a great horse country. You see these horses come to town in Brisbane, but you quite often see them up there under the lights at the Toowoomba night meetings, sort of late on Saturday afternoon into Saturday night.
That's right, exactly, Brian. And I tell you what, Brian, he hasn't altered one little bit, and he's still got that cheese cutter hat that he wears.
Is he really?
Yeah, we're just waiting on him here now, Brian.
Okay, back there in just a moment. Race number 5, Adelaide. Numbers there were 287, 2 Core Commander, 340, 150, 8 Barood, 160, 7 Venetian Habit, 380, Quinella 530, Trifecta 144.70, scratching number 5 there. And Perth, race number 1. It is correct weight there on the numbers of 342, 3 Elsa Honey, 1580 and 360, 4 Metal Eater, $3, 2 Crimson Centre, 160, Quinella 64.50, Trifecta 512.10, scratching number 10. Update for Brisbane, the next on the card there, Brisbane. Race number 3 goes at 2:35, about 4 away. 1 is Romanza, 862.70. 2 Lungu, 10 and 310. 3 Blessed Tycoon, 410, 140. 4 Astral Joy, 10 and 280. 5 Frameworthy, 492 even. 6 Totopoli, favourite, 340, 150. 7 Guidance, 27, 540. 8 Midnight Deal, 17, 390. 9 Sun Healer, 82, 13 and 10 Ferndale, 36 and 550. With the pool total there, 42,000 and selections for this third on the program at Eagle Farm. 1 from 2 and 3. 1 remains of the late mail special. Back to Flemington.
Ron Maund, great to see your face back in town, and particularly that cheese cutter, mate.
The cheese cutter. The gap, you mean? Oh, yeah, well, when you've got a smaller brain as mine, you probably got to keep it warm to function well.
Now, Ron, tell us about Oh Blue Angel, just out of a restricted company, but must have shown you a lot.
Yeah, it's a horse we've always liked, and it was a bit hard to take her away from up there. The Curus racing's very good, but they don't put on fillies races. She's had to run against the colts all the time, so we went where there was a fillies race, and that was Flemington today.
Speaking with Brian just a moment ago, a very talented trainer. We spoke about a horse I actually won on for you on a Bourbon Street Beat, but you moved up north. What was the reason for that?
Thanks, mate. Going to Queensland? Well, the wheels fell off the cart a bit, and we went up there, and then the cart fell in the creek as well during the drought, so I had to go back training horses, which I probably should have stuck to anyway, and the last few years have been good after having a pretty disastrous run, but we're glad to be back here at Flemington on Cup Day, and more than a little glad to have won one.
Ron Maund, it's great to see you back in town. Thanks very much for joining us on Sport 927.
Thank you.
Triple S, the good sports. Okay, let's have a look at some more openers now. We go to race number 2 on the program in Perth today. And Perth race number 2 is scheduled for 2:55. 1 Magic Heaven, 160 and favourite. 2 Speed Dancer, 990. 3 Bell Alley, 88. 4 Dakota Sioux, 37. 5 Demanding is $3. 6 Price Control, 64. 7 Show Dance, 24. 8 Soprano, 38. 9 and 10 out. 18,000 in that pool on the selections for Perth race number 2 for numbers 1 from 5 and 2. Adelaide race number 6, the opening figures there. Number 1, Finnis Opera, 460 and favourite. 2 Simply Magical, 680. 3 Master Mason, 710. 4 Zipper King, 11. 5 Stack, 47. 6 Elegant Rhapsody, 11. 7 Gilgamesh, 860. 8 Miss Marbles, 11. 9 Bay of Red, 21. 10